It's a little bit brighter today. Sun's behind me, it's not broken through the clouds just yet. Been looking for composition with the three sisters. You can see two of them, I can't get the third one in, which is just behind me. I've walked along the river and I've come along this suitable composition. Now, I was hoping that there'd be a little bit more water in the river than what there is now. However, there's sufficient to create foreground interest to lead you through the image and towards the two sisters. I'd like a little bit more in the midground. However, I think you can see where the river meanders and you can see the trees. It takes you through, and then you've got two of the three sisters in the background. There's some snow on the top of one of them. It'd be nice if there was snow on both of them. In fact, it'd be nice if there was a lot more snow, but we've got what we've got. I'm just working through the composition now. I've just taken one image. You've got polarizer on, but really it's only acting like an ND filter. Don't need to slow the water down too much, but just sufficiently to slow it down a little bit. 1/8 of a second, f16, as I say, polarizer on. Got the 16 to 35mm lens on, shooting at 16mm. Okay, I've moved position. Oh, you can see me all right. I've kind of like guessed where the camera should be. A jet's just flown over, which is frightening the life out of me. I've moved closer to the water because you can see him balance quite precariously on the edge. I've got more of the river in the foreground, and instead of having a tree to my left and a tree to my right, I've now only got the tree to my right in the composition. Two sisters in the middle. I've forgotten the name of this mountain. It's Derg. I'll put the name of the mountain up. I've got the angle of this one coming down from the left. I've got, look like the Anakeegat Ridge, it's got this tree coming in from the right. I've got the river meandering through the middle, and then the two sisters in the background. Again, same lens, 16 to 35. Settings wise, ISO 100. Oh, let me just put the info on. 1/10 of a second. Fluctuating between f11 and f16. Probably going to have to exposure blend them because of the sky. It's a lot brighter than the tonality of the mountains, and I don't want to blow the highlights out as well of the river. So I'll probably blend those two together. Still got the polarizing filter on, although to be honest it's not doing much good. But it's slowing the water down sufficiently for 1/10 of a second. I don't want the silky smooth milk-like water. I want some movement, just so you can just sort of emphasize the force, because I don't know if you can hear me all right, but this is making a right racket. So fingers crossed you can hear me okay. And I'll put this image or this composition up now. Well, I hope you can hear me okay. The noise of that waterfall there just to my left is quite loud, it's quite something. Probably just as well as not more water coming down actually. The noise would have just been deafening. Anyway, I moved down closer to the water, a little bit more intimate. Creates a bit of more drama in the foreground. Again, meanders through the scene, and again I've got two sisters in the background. Just a little bit of a narrower perspective, and the composition's a little bit narrower as well. If I put you on record here, you can see I've got the tree just here, two sisters in the background, the water meandering right through the middle of the scene, and then I've got the mountain on this side. The two sisters are intersected by the two mountains, by the two ridges, so they're right in the middle and right on the rule of thirds, if you like, and the river just complements things by coming down, being in the foreground. Whoa. Balanced a bit precariously here. quite like the image. I'm going to have to exposure blend because of the sky. It's quite bright, and then you've got another mountain in the background just over there with snow on the peak. I don't know which one that one is or which ridge it is. I'll put it up. But I've got the highlight blinkies on and it's blinking, so we'll have to exposure blend. All these images have been taken in the landscape format as opposed to the portrait. I'm not a massive fan of portrait format. I do like the landscape format, so I've taken all those images. Now I have been here before and I really struggled. It looked like the two sisters were leaning over slightly in order to get the composition. I didn't like it, so I'm pleased with what I've got up to now. Well, hello again. Still in the Glencoe area. I've moved down from where I was in the last video by the Three Sisters. I come down to this lock. I can't pronounce it, so I'll put it up. What was the plane coming past? There was a jet going past before. It frightened the life out of me. Can't pronounce the name of the lock, so I'll put that up somewhere along here. I was just driving back from Ballyhoolish and I noticed all this side light on the Rannoch Ridge. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. So I've stopped in the car park and created a composition. Got the 16 to 35 lens on, focus at infinity, 16mm again. I've taken a couple of compositions, but the one I've settled on is the ridge. I've got the silhouette of the ridge in the lock, right the way down to the far end. I don't know if you can see on the camera, I can't tell. Where the ridge meets this mountain on this side, and where it creates that reflection, so it's just all this side. The light just looks absolutely fabulous. Put me on. Just take an image. That's it just there. 1/10 of a second, ISO 100, f13. Oh, I said some strange noises coming from the car park, but somebody's actually putting a drone up. It's coming this way. So I apologise if you hear some noises, or you can hear that noise. Flying up to the cottage. Got the polarizer on, but all it's doing at the moment is because the colour in the sky, it's just deepening in that blue. It's not really having any effect on the lot because you can't really see the sun and it's not coming at 90 degrees. There is a slight flow on the water, but it's quite still anyway. But that looks fabulous. Really pleased with that. Let's try and change my composition slightly. This time I've got, well, where the V's, or where the mountain range, or the mountain and this ridge meet, where they interlock, I've got that in the middle. Same settings, say focusing at infinity. We'll move it further around, and let's see. And get that in the middle. Just gonna just take the shutter speed to 1/13 of a second at f16. That looks fabulous. I apologise about that noise, it's actually coming quite close. Yeah. Really like that. The only thing I don't like is I've got these reeds in the foreground, which is where, just beyond these, is where I'm focusing. I've got the reeds on this side, but I haven't got anything on that side. So I'm going to have to move slightly. Okay, I've moved position slightly and altered the composition. Still at F13, no F13, 13th of a second, F16, ISO 100, etc. And the polarizer filter's still on. But I've got more of the grass in the foreground this time, and I've actually got the ridge and the mountain where they kind of like interlock. I've got that in the middle, and I've got this balance with this grass, or these reeds, and the grass that's below it. Well, I presume that's, well, yeah, it does look like grass. I've got more of this in the foreground. Rather than having it just to one side, I've actually got it on both sides now. So, in fact, if I put it on here, you can see what I'm talking about. Is that recording? Yeah. So, I've got these grass now. It's still a bit, could do with a little bit more grass just here. Oh, sorry, reeds just here, but there isn't. But I don't think it takes anything away. I still think we've got reflections from the mountain. I do apologise about that noise from that drone. It's actually quite irritating. It keeps coming quite close. I don't know why. And there's one or two other photographers turning up now. There's one on the bridge. There's one just walking by the side of me. There's a couple stopped on the side of the road now as well. So whether it's because of the light, but it's fading now. I think I've probably got the best of the light at this moment in time. But I'm really pleased with that. I do apologise about the noise from the road and the noise from the drone, but I will stick these images up now. Oh, the photographer's just asking me if he's okay going just further along. It's fine, it's absolutely great. I think we should all muck in together and come up with the best compositions that we can. Welcome back, good morning. Welcome to absolutely freezing cold Rannoch Moor. Got this morning in Glencoe, although it was 0 degrees, there's no wind, and it's actually just quite fresh. There's a little bit of frost on the windscreen of the car. It was lovely. I come to Rannoch Moor, there's a breeze coming through, a bit of a wind. It's absolutely biting. So let's put all my warm gear on, and including my gloves, thick gloves on this morning. I can't pronounce the name of this lock, so I'll put it up on the screen. But on my way home, and I just thought, yeah, a little bit of colour in the sky, or there was half an hour ago. I'll stop and I'll get some images. It's a simple composition. In fact, have I put it up on the screen? I've got a group of islands here, as you can see, and I've got the midground just here, and then I've got the mountains in the background. I've cut a lot of the water off because a lot of it is messy. The ice is breaking up. There's a lot of stones. I may revisit that shortly, but at the moment I've taken it out and just included part of the island. A little bit of snow on top of the mountains, and we've got some nice clouds. I've got polarizer on, and I'm shooting at the moment 10th of a second, f8, 35mm. Okay, I'm going to change that. I'm going to put on to f11. Just want to, yeah, prefer the dynamic range with that one. It's absolutely biting. I'm just waiting for the sun to come from behind the clouds behind me and actually light up that mountain range. There's thick cloud covering it up, so I think I'm going to give it 10-15 minutes and then we'll see what happens. You can hear this ice breaking up, thin sheet of ice breaking up on the water. It sounds like someone's falling in. It's quite eerie. can hear that creaking. It's starting to melt. Still no sun. Excuse me. I'm not sure that it's going to come. Just need something to light up those mountains in the background. I think what I'll do is I'll move location. There's a little bit of a beach just round this corner, and I think I'll set up round there. So I'll see you in a minute. Well, I've waited for that light behind me, and it's just not materialised. It's cold out, it's absolutely freezing. You can see there's so much potential behind me with those mountains. The look, just absolutely amazing. Put that bit of a beach down here. I'm sure under the right conditions, absolutely fabulous. Lots of footprints in the sand and tripod marks, so lots of photographers have been down here. The wind's picking up now on the surface of the water. It doesn't look great, so I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to make my way back home. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and please consider subscribing, and certainly give me a like if you've enjoyed the content. Bye for now.